Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about removing astigmatism and maybe some of the causes of astigmatism. Um, the main cause of astigmatism, as we know, is an imbalance in the extraocular muscle pressure on the eye. So, when two of your muscles in one meridian are exerting more pressure on the eyeball, it causes the eyeball to deform in a shape that is irregular to uniform myopia um, deformity where the entire eye is compressed. Um, and this can actually result in both hypermetropic or myopic astigmatism. So you can have both. Um, and that may mean that you can still read decently well up close and far, but both of them you'll probably see double lines in certain meridians. Again, depending on your eyesight and what axes you have on your prescription, you should by closing one eye, see double lines in one direction. So it could be diagonal, it could be vertical, it could be horizontal. And so, what causes astigmatism? Um, it's typically bad vision habits. There's also a certain aspect of it that is mental. It's in constant state of indecisiveness. And there's a few other mental models as well, but that seems to be one that is generally accepted um, among Bates teachers, I guess. And then there's another reason why it develops, and that's the vision habits themselves. So I'll post a guide. It's going to have your sort of axes of astigmatism and what the general cause of that is. For example, for the most common one with the rule where you're seeing horizontal lines doubled, that one is going to be a issue with reading from side to side. So some people, they skim the page too fast, or they're skimming their code, or they're skimming their computer screen too fast from left to right without moving their head. And that's actually going to cause strain on the left and right muscles. I think they're called the rectis. I could be wrong. But anyways, so the purpose of training and doing astigmatism removal is to get you in the habit of properly reading, properly using your eyes when going from side to side. And so for today's lesson, please go to our homework and download the astigmatism removal chart and print it out. You can, if you don't have a printer, you can use your computer. I don't recommend it. It's not as beneficial. Generally, your computer screen is just not beneficial to stare at. It just isn't. So anyways, print it out. You can hold it in your hand if you're very nearsighted. If you're not very nearsighted, you can put it on the wall and step away a few feet. Not too far. Okay. So pause the video and do that. Okay. So now that you've done that, we're going to actually start going over the process of doing astigmatism removal. So the whole point of this is to teach your head to follow your eyes, your body to work in unison. Many people also say that astigmatism is caused by bad body posture. So turning your head to see something instead of your entire body can actually cause strain on your nervous system, your neck, and your shoulders to actually induce the astigmatism as well. So it's another cause. 3 different causes. I don't know exactly which one has the most weight, but they're all related to some degree with astigmatism. Okay, so in order to actually do the practice, go to your chart, and what you're going to do is from for each of the lines, so you can go clockwise, you can counterclockwise, you can go across, it doesn't really matter. But for each of the lines, what you're going to do is you're going to imagine that you have a Sharpie or there's a very small ant and you're like drawing each of the lines very slowly. Like you're going very, very slowly, going from point to point. The entire time, you need to breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, relax, and blink. After every line, just close your eyes for a second or two and imagine that the lines are completely crisp and clear. And again, start again to the next line. So as I'm looking at the top line, go down, close my eyes, deep breath, open my eyes, next line. Make sure you notice every point, go very slowly, move your entire head while you're doing this. You don't want to over exaggerate your head, right? You're just moving your head. It's a very small amount, but just make sure it's following your eyes instead of your eyes doing all the work. Okay, you're gonna go all the way around the circle with one eye. I forgot to mention. Go close one eye to do this. So use your hand or a piece of paper or an eye patch on top of your. I should probably show you guys how to do that. But yeah, you close one eye and do this, and then go all the way around the circle, and then close the other eye and do it all the way around the circle. Breathe, blink, all that other stuff, and if you have time, then take off your eye patch or whatever and do it with both eyes. So then that's the first thing we want to do. Second thing we want to do after you complete this exercise is, spend like 3 minutes on that, 4 minutes, something like that. And then now we're going to look outside. So if you can go outside, that's great, obviously, but if you can't, that's fine. So stare at your window. Even if you don't have a window, if you have something that's slightly far in your room that you can see, if you're highly myopic and you can't really see outside, pick something in your room, something with an edge, and imagine an ant crawling on that edge, and do the same thing you just did on that chart. Breathe and blink. I want you to notice the details in the object that you're tracing. So notice the smallest detail that you can notice. Don't worry about how well you can see or whatever it is. Just pick something that you can kind of see and just notice the details. It kind of doesn't really matter how close it is, although I try and pick something that's not necessarily not necessarily blurry, but something that's like, okay, I can see it, and then maybe I can see more details if I, take my time. So I try and pick something like that. I picked the house across the street, but my eyes are already 20/20. So it just really varies with what you can't see. But yeah, try and pick something as far as you can see, if that makes sense. So yeah, go now, trace the edges. Imagine there's an ant crawling across. Move your entire head. Again, do this with one eye first. Usually you do this with your good eye first and then your bad eye second. So yeah, this will teach you the concept of both relaxed eye movement as well as central fixation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Do the tracing like as much as you can throughout the day. And then the astigmatism removal, just do it once a day. You can do it twice if you really, really want, but I find it too boring to do twice. So yeah, that's basically all there is for astigmatism removal. Dr. Bates talks about palming, sunning, and all the other exercises to achieve rest in the mind that will also help with your astigmatism. Oh, actually, there's one more thing. Okay, so this is kind of a sleeper, actually. Posture is very important, especially with your neck and your head. Some people, they just lean too far forward. That actually causes the astigmatism to get worse. So what I always advise people to do is when they're standing up to look at the eye chart, make sure your head is free to swivel from side to side without any effort. Try and lengthen up. Like, imagine someone grabs your head. Like, you know, there's like things at the grocery store where it's like you can pick up, it's like a game where you go and there's like a claw and it goes and picks up the teddy bear, and then, you know, you lose your money or whatever, but sometimes it works and you get the teddy bear. Like the claw thing, I forgot what they're called. The vending machine there's a claw with the toys. So imagine someone's picking up your head and pulling it up. So imagine it's being literally pulled up. Okay, so pull it up, and then I just want you to take a deep breath and relax. Try not to be consciously pulling yourself up too high or something, but typically the process of having good posture, taught by my Alexander teacher and all the other Alexander teachers, is first you lengthen up and then you relax. So lengthen up, claw, and then relax. Now also make sure you can relax your shoulders, your arms. Make sure there's movement in your hips and your joints. Make sure the back of your back or whatever it's called, like your traps or the shoulder blades, make sure they're not tight. So that's like one of the most common sleeper things that are tight and people don't notice. So just like make sure the back of it's like just relax that part. So relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax that. Lengthen up, relax, right? You can even stretch your fingers, your muscles, and all other stuff. You won't necessarily notice an improvement in your vision doing this, although you might actually, but this is generally a more relaxed way to use your body, which will help ease the mind. And if you don't believe me, like, try leaning forward and looking at the eye chart. Like, lean your head all the way forward and just like sit there looking at the eye chart for 20 minutes. You're gonna feel a little bit stressed out, and it's gonna stress your mind out and probably will produce astigmatism. So yeah, just try and have good posture. And then last thing is when you turn your head, try and turn using the opposite eye. So if I'm looking right, I turn with my left eye. And if that doesn't make sense, that's fine. We'll talk about it later. But just something to do while you're out and about. It also looks more professional. You look more relaxed when you do it. All right, that's all I got. If you got any questions, let me know. But yep, good luck, everybody. Oh, I got one person here. Relax Driver, do you have any questions?
Oh, no, I don't have any questions. I just came here to, listen to you, that's all.
Thank you for coming. All right, well, anyways, if there's anything else, shoot me a message. You know where to find me. But yeah, this should be something 3 to 5 minutes a day, and then the rest of the day, try and trace as much as you can out and about with your day. So that's really the astigmatism homework here. See ya.